Plaintiff Summer Coleman is suing her former roommate, Jacob Herford, for an unpaid gas bill. Summer says Jacob created a hostile living environment, but Jacob says he and the plaintiff had a sexual relationship, and that's why things got out of control. Jacob believes he doesn't owe the plaintiff a dime.
Summer Coleman is suing Jacob Herford for an unpaid bill and emotional distress. Summer, how is it that you came to meet Jacob Herford?
I came to meet Jacob Herford at UIC. I decided to move in with my best friend.
Who's your friend?
Wisdom Beatty.
Her name is Wisdom?
Wisdom. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so we decided to move in together. We needed a third roommate, so we put an ad on Craigslist and found Jacob.
Enter Jacob.
Met him, talked to him. He had a great rapport. Everything was fine, and he moved in. A couple of months down the line, things started to go a little awry. Wisdom had a couple of things. My roommate, she had a couple of problems she was going through, and terminated pregnancy and things like that. So with her boyfriend coming over and stuff like that, Jacob would come and let him come upstairs. Something broke out one day, and
Jacob would come and let him come upstairs.
Yes, he invited him one day upstairs.
But it's Wisdom's boyfriend.
Exactly.
So what's the problem with his letting him come upstairs?
Because it wasn't his business to be in her business.
Wait, I'm going to ask a really stupid question here. If the three of you, Summer, Wisdom, and Jacob, are living together, and Wisdom's boyfriend, I assume, has spent time in the apartment before,
Yeah.
and then he let him in one day. What's the big deal?
Wisdom had already expressed that she didn't want him in the apartment anymore.
Did Wisdom tell you she didn't want him in the apartment?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
So I just decided we weren't going to talk to each other. I didn't talk to Jacob after that. We didn't really hang out after that. Me and Jacob don't see eye to eye anymore after that. So I never really paid attention to him being in the house or any of these things.
Well, who's paying the bills?
Me, Wisdom, and Jacob.
Okay, but so everybody's paying the bills.
Yep.
There's a disagreement. Yep. Everybody's upset that he let Wisdom's boyfriend up.
Right.
And there was some discussion about the abortion.
Right. Things just got a little bit escalated. He started putting his padlock on his door, and at this point, I was ready to move out. I was ready to go.
All right, Summer, what is the issue here?
The issue is he's a little bit...
What are you suing him for?
I'm suing him for the gas bill.
Defendant Jacob Herford is being sued by his former roommate, whom he claims he had sex with.
All right, do you want to show me whatever evidence you have?
That's the breakdown.
February 31st, I paid $411 for the gas up to the end of February. I moved out February 29th. Here are the bill divisions for payments. I need this before May 31st, as this is the last day of your leases. Is there an agreement that you're going to pay the gas bill a third, a third, and a third? Is that true, Jacob, that you're going to pay a third, and a third?
Correct.
Okay, now talk to me.
Okay. Now, is this my opportunity to present my stand? Okay. We were getting along really well for a while. Sometimes we were getting along very well.
Aha, that's what I thought.
Very, very well.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to lie on TV.
No, of course you're not.
And it was one time.
I mean, one time in December, I came home and her and the other roommate.
Who, Wisdom?
Right. And one of their friends, I mean, they were getting it on in the dining room, and and I got involved too.
What do you mean getting?
Look, there was a point. The point is, I'm saying that to say this. That
tell me why.
That's how good our relationship was. Which is why our falling out came as such a surprise to me. Okay, Wisdom was pregnant, and the baby's father was an associate of mine. The situation she referenced, he was in my room, we were talking, and they got into it. He left, okay? And after that altercation, they informed me that they no longer want him in the house. I said, that's fine. And then also we had a conversation about abortion and contraception. And this is what led up to the falling out. I was discussing with Summer that I believe since a woman's life is more dramatically affected by childbirth, then she should be a little bit more adamant about the use of contraception. After I told her that, she told me to never speak to her ever again. And I was dumbfounded.
Is that what it came down to, a fight about Wisdom being pregnant and who's more responsible for the pregnancy, the woman or the man?
Yes.
So after that, Things were very hostile in the apartment. Yes, I didn't feel the trust was broken. I put a lock on the door, and that's really irrelevant.
Why? What do you think they're going to do? Come in and attack you? You're probably hoping they would.
No, I just didn't, I just didn't want my personal belongings to get messed up.
No, that was you know what that was, Jacob? That was your message to them. I don't like you either. Okay, that's what it was. It was loud and clear.
Sure. And then a month after that, she moved out, I believe February 1st was
she
her
Wisdom
summer,
or
correct,
Summer?
Summer.
Okay.
And I stayed in. Now the
With
problem,
Wisdom?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But the gas was still in her name. What she should have done was turn the gas off, and then the current inhabitants, myself and Wisdom, would have got it in our name, which is what I ended up doing in July when I took over the new lease.
Okay. All right. Talk to me, Summer.
Okay. When I left the house, I paid $411 of gas bill before I left.
That's not true.
All right. Prove it. Prove it.
You have it in front of you.
Okay. Your check is in the mail. Where's the proof that you paid $411?
The breakdown of the.
You just said it's here. It's not here.
I can't give you a printout of the. You can go online and look it up.
I'm not going online. You're bringing this case.
Okay. I provided you with a breakdown of what I could get offline, the breakdown of the gas bill of what he owes me.
Summer, you have a breakdown, hon, but I don't have proof that you paid it.
Your Honor, she's going to have some difficulty producing that evidence because it doesn't exist. The bill I have there is dated July 22nd. The balance is $722, and it would not be that high if she had paid what she claimed she had paid. In January and in February, the bill would come to the house. They would post the bill on the refrigerator, and we would pay a third, and a third.
Right.
I noticed that from January to February, the balance wasn't changing. And that bill there that you have with her name on it is evidence that the balance was not changing. She was not applying the money that we would give her to the bill. Okay, so I'm wondering, as a member of the household, where's the money going? The money that I gave you in January, if it's not being applied to the bill, where is it going?
Well, you know what's interesting is that he has a bill from June 30th to July 22nd for the gas. The bill is $41. Now, this bill in July is for $722, dated July 2nd. And it doesn't tell me what the time period is for the $722. Why didn't you get a breakdown for every month so I would know how much is attributable for each month? Were you living in the apartment in February, March, April, May, June, July?
I was in the apartment with Wisdom, correct.
You and Wisdom.
Right.
All right. So there's no way for me to figure out this case because I don't know what was paid for when Summer moved out. All right, Summer. The problem with this is that this is your breakdown and there is nothing from People's Gas.
Right.
You have to prove your case, and it's very easy. This is a public company that wants money from you, and they are absolutely required to give you an invoice or a bill. All right? I don't know what was due in March, April, May, and June, or whether 722 is from November.
Defendant Jacob Herford is being sued by his former roommate, whom he claims he had sex with.
Here's the deal. There's a very simple case. The case is whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for the unpaid People's Gas bill. There is nothing in writing, but the court can assume that they agreed when they moved in, all three of them, after meeting on Craigslist and meeting in other ways, that you were going to go a third, and a third. Here's the problem. There's a breakdown in communication. One moves out. Jacob is right. He stands there and he says, hey, look, she didn't take her name off the bill. Therefore, the bill's still coming to her. And because of that, what you have is a situation where she is standing here crying because she's on the line for this bill. She didn't take her name off. And, he's standing there being smug, but at the same time, he is absolutely right. Had you done that, you wouldn't be standing here today. We've got a bill for $722, and there's no way for me to know how far that goes back. Now, I can out and out dismiss your case, but you know what? I do believe that you are paying or on the line for more than you should because this is in your name. And there's no question in my mind, Jacob, that you probably paid money when you were living together before things went to a total breakdown. And there's no way for me to figure this out. But in equity, this is what I'm going to do. It's $722. I'm going to subtract from that $60, and I'm going to divide that by 3, and I'm going to require that you pay $225 to the plaintiff. And that is my verdict for the plaintiff. Yes.